Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse One here tonight. How is everybody doing? Welcome to another show, and here we are. We've been working away here at the homestead. I'll tell you what, it's been good, real good. Tiring but good. So I'm really pleased with everything that we've been getting done. And so anyway, before we get started with tonight's show, I always like to say to everybody again, please be kind to each other, have respect for each other. Nothing, no negativity will be tolerated, no racism, anything like that. It's not going to happen. And I got to share something with you on that on a second. But anyway, if you do decide to go that route, I do have monitors that monitor everything, and they will boot you. So again, hey Prepper Rabbit, how you doing tonight? Hey, everybody that's saying hello. I'm not ignoring you. I see all you guys saying hello. So hey everybody. So, like I said, just be respectful of each other. So I had somebody made a comment before we jump into everything. I had to laugh at this too. They were like, well, you're practicing censorship. You monitor your comments and you get rid of comments that you don't like. And on your chat, if somebody says the wrong thing, you kick them out. Exactly. This isn't a democracy. This is my channel. I'm not going to tolerate hate. Why would I have somebody come on here while we're trying to have a good discussion, trying to share information, and somebody spewing nothing but hate against whoever? I don't even care who it's against. But why would I allow that? I mean, it's just that it makes everybody else uncomfortable. I don't like it, and I'm not going to tolerate it. So that is why, we do what we do. Anyway, so I wanted to jump into this topic. Oh, and again, once I'm done talking, any kind of comments that you want to have a question, please put it in all cap locks. Okay. Beer is looking good. Thank you, Modern Viking. Yeah, it's coming along. It's definitely getting there. It's been. I started it October 1st, so it is definitely rocking. So, it's funny. You can't hear this anymore. I have my phone. It's on mute, so it's like I just heard it like a humming, so it's not ringing. It's actually just the school calling. So probably something about some. Who knows? They always call about something. All right. Can I braid my beard? You know what? I don't know yet. I've thought about doing that, like doing like the two different Viking type of things on each side. I think that would be kind of neat. Down the road, I probably will, but. I just bought a hydrator to add to my long-term food storage. Very cool. A dehydrator is a very good thing to have. I actually have one myself. Here's one thing that I would definitely recommend that people dehydrate is like bananas. Make banana chips. After SHTF happens, if you're living in the north, say goodbye to seeing bananas again, unless you have a banana tree in a greenhouse. Anyway, so let's get into this topic today. If you're rich or if you know the right people, basically again, guys, it's not what you know, it's who you know with anything in society in general. Okay. If you have the right connections, you're going to get that cushy job. It's all about who you know. It's if you have committed a crime, let's see if there's anybody recently that we know that has committed a crime. Jesse Mullet. I cannot believe that this guy is getting away with that. I cannot believe it. It's unbelievable that he is getting away with trying to perpetrate a hate crime, okay, and fabricated the whole thing. Ron Emanuel in Chicago and the police department, they were pissed, and they have every right to be. Because it's total BS. It just goes to show you again, it's the haves and the have-nots, and it's the connections that he has, that he's associated with the Obamas. And Chicago is just such a fair-minded city anyway. They don't have any kind of corruption there. I am being very, very sarcastic, guys. It's just I always laugh when I see these things. I just saw something the other day. I laughed. There's somebody was holding the sign, "We're coming for your guns." And yeah, let's look at Chicago as a great example of what happens with gun control. Again, all you're doing is you're punishing the law-abiding citizen. The criminals do not care about gun laws. They just don't. Hey, Rennie, how are you tonight? Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But yeah, they don't, guys. So, all gun laws do is it restricts the law-abiding citizen from being able to protect themselves. Like some people say, well, why do you need to have this? Why do you need to have that? Again, once the government has us completely disarmed, then we're going to be like New Zealand, right? Or we're going to be like Australia, or we're going to be like the UK. Now, yes, can they have guns in the UK? Can they have guns in Australia? Yep, they can, but they make you jump through hoops, and you have to keep them locked up a certain way and all this other stuff. So what happens when the guy breaks into your house and you go, oh, please, hold on a second. Let me go and get my gun out of my gun case. Let me go and take the trigger guard lock off my gun before you try to rob me so that I can defend myself in my home. Ridiculous, guys. Ridiculous. But anyway, that's another whole thing there. But that whole Jesse Smollett thing, it's and I'm going to give some other great examples from Hollywood people. Just again, getting away with murder, basically. Robert Blake. Okay. Anybody remember Beretta back in the day? He was accused of killing his wife, and I believe he got away with that as well. There was also, you're looking at Robert Downey Jr. How many times, how many chances did he get before they finally put him in jail? And I think that O.J. Simpson, there's another one. Yeah, another great example. He killed his wife and that other guy. I don't think he did that alone. I think he had help, but he definitely was involved in that. But again, it's like, you have Robert Downey Jr. again, like I was saying, time and time again, and chance after chance after chance. And, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And, they just keep getting away with it, and they give these people chance after chance after chance, where you and I, average Joe citizen, we would be crucified on our first time. Hey, Schmitty. Here's 5 for my first chicken. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to get this chicken coop, guys. I'm going to get it squared away first. I'm going to get all my fencing in place before I even get any chickens. I had somebody was challenging me to get chickens before they got ducks, to get them now, and I'm not doing it yet. I'm going to wait till everything is done, till it's completely squared away, and then I'll get my chickens. So I'm looking forward to doing it, and I can't wait, honestly, but I want to do it the right way. I want to make sure that chicken coop is completely secured and ready to go before we get any chickens in there, okay? I believe he used Chicago for his self-glorification. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like I said, if it was you or me, if we had pulled the same crap that Jesse Smollett did, say like me, average Joe citizen, I perpetrated a hate crime, blamed it on, let's say I said the two Mexicans beat me up, and and oh my God, and it's horrible and it's terrible and blah 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 blah. And of course, they would have to be illegal immigrant Mexicans. Okay, so we got to make sure we put that in there so we can stir that pot and keep things going, right? And they were telling me all this anti-terrible stuff, and screw Make America Great Again. We're taking over, all this kind of stuff. Hey, Mountain Girl, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. Now, if I did that and I had hired 2 people to supposedly beat me up and stuff like this, and they found out about it, man, they would crucify me. They would crucify me. So that would be, there's the difference. I mean, because of who he knows, he's able to get out of this whole thing. And like I said, the police in Chicago were pissed. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw that news conference. They were not happy because they invested a lot of time and money investigating it, doing the right thing, and not just taking it on, face value. They really investigated it. And they found out that it was a complete fabrication, which is very, very sad. I mean, really, really sad. So I'm going to show you here, I got the mug. The shizzle hits the fan. So this is one of the mugs available on my website. But check my microphone. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure everything is copacetic. Are you guys hearing me okay? Somebody was saying they were having a hard time hearing me. Hey, Don, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Will the greenhouse be glass or will it be plastic like my tunnel's house? You know what? I'm not sure how I'm going to go about that yet. I got to see, which way I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to go cheap. I'm going to tell you that right now. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do glass. It all comes down to cost. If I get this set up, in place, and then I'm just going to want to kind of go from there. Okay, everybody can hear me. Okay, good. All right, thank you. Mountain Girl says, I wanted that mug, but it was out of stock. Is it available? You know what? If it says it's out of stock, it's really not out of stock. He makes them. Mike, my IT guy, makes the mugs and the T-shirts. So if you ever go in there, guys, and it says, 1 or 2 in stock, he just makes them as he goes. So we do have plenty for anybody that wants them. Maybe we should go up there and just put those numbers. Oh, okay. Chris was saying maybe it was his speaker. Okay, no problem, Chris. But anybody that wants a T-shirt, a coffee mug, anything like that, guys, we're doing that. They're available. So, what's the price of a live hen? You buy them with chicks, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to order mine online because I don't want to go to Tractor Supply and just get the generalized chicken like that. I want a certain breed, so I'm going to be doing it that way. I wish I had glass now for my tunnel house. The cats use it for a climbing frame. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? That's a great point. I have 8 cats, and if I have, that in plastic, they will tear that to shreds. Absolutely. So maybe I really, like I said, I got to figure everything out with that. I'm trying to work on projects as I'm going here, getting things done. And then we're going to kind of see where we're at and what we can get done. Hey, I'm out here near Mike. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Mike is in Illinois. All right, let's see what we got here. Are the chickens going to be left to self-seed? I'm gonna hopefully I want to get chickens, guys, that are setters as well as layers. Layers are when they're producing eggs, but if you can get some chickens that are setters, which means they'll incubate their own eggs and make their own babies, I definitely do want to do that as well. And I definitely want them to make more. So I'm not sure what I want to start out with. If I want to start out with like maybe 8 or 10 chickens or a dozen, I'm not really sure. There's going to be plenty of room, obviously, as you've seen, if you were seeing today's video, how we were working on stuff. So there's definitely going to be plenty of room, but we're just going to have to see how we do it as we go. But Trump signed an executive order for preparing the country about an EMPS. Well, you know what? That's a little bit overdue, don't you think? I mean, that's something that people have been talking about for how long. They really need to get on that. Prepper Rabbit just said, thank you for the shout out. I went up 100 subscribers because of your kindness. Oh, hey, no problem, man. Like I said, now, guys, I mentioned it in the last one. I'm going to mention it again today. Prepper Rabbit is down in Tennessee. He just bought his piece of property with a buddy of his, and he's going to be doing basically what we did here at the homestead down there in Tennessee. So, he's going to have some good videos on that whole project. So you're going to see it starting basically from raw land, working his way up. So if you're interested, please go check out Prepper Rabbit. I'm not trying to pump his channel all that, but he's a friend of mine. I'm going to admit it. He's a friend of mine. Him and I have been talking for a long time, and he's been wanting to do this. And, he just also, imagine this, went through a divorce. Wow. Imagine that. Scary, scary, scary stuff. But, I'm not going to say where in Tennessee, but, that would be, if you want to go over to his channel and hook up and talk to him, you can talk to him, about that. But he's doing really, really good, and he's coming along, and he's had some health issues as well, so he's dealing with things as he's trying to do this as well. So, like I said, it'll be fun to watch him and see how he progresses. Yeah, there are a lot of Illinois preppers there, and you guys better be ready in Illinois, man. You guys are like the capsule state for screwed up government. Not that New York is much better. Don't get me wrong. We got Cuomo down there dealing with the rest of us. New York City, guys, makes all the laws for all the entire rest of the state. So think about that. Anything that happens in a state, all the all the people that are in charge are all from like the New York City area, and they basically dictate what happens with what we do here in New York State. It's absolutely crazy. So Southern California prepper here, Louisiana here. You know what, guys? I'm going to tell you what. We're all over the place. Michigan, Smitty's from Michigan. We are all over the place. I mean, I think it's surprising that as people come together and they talk and they get to meet people and they're finding out South Alabama, Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's like yeah, they keep popping up here, guys. All these different places, but yeah, we're all over the place, guys. And that's the cool thing about what we do is again, like on my website preparedness1.com, we have the Prepper Nurse One community, and it's a great place to interact with people, like-minded people, to try to find out, just even information. It's a great place to go in there and share ideas. You register totally free, doesn't cost you anything. It's a totally free website, and it's a great way to meet like-minded people from your state, from your country, and that's really, really cool. It's really, really cool. Baby Cake Sweet 245 in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I'm not that far from Pennsylvania, guys, either. So that's why I joined the Pennsylvania group and I joined the New York group, because those are the two that are closest. Obviously, I'm in New York, so country folks can survive. Yes, they can, Julie. It's like somebody had said to me, it was a comment the other day, and I had to laugh at this. And they said, "Oh, you're just a city boy. You can't take the city out of, you can't go into the country and then be a country boy if you were." I grew up on a farm when I was a kid, guys. 72-acre farm with pigs, chickens, cows. I was out there baling hay at 9 years old. So I don't know where they were getting it. I'm like a city boy. Have I lived in a city? I sure did. I lived in suburbia. Yep. Stop. I don't care. Stop. Don't rub on the microphone. Colorado. Yep. There you go. But it's funny. It's like, so I decided to get out of the city, lived in suburbia. I couldn't wait to get out of suburbia. I never wanted to be there in the first place, and get back out into the country. And I love being in the country. Would take hours to travel to New York from my location, days or months in SHTF situation. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the whole thing, guys. SHTF happens, and if it's an EMP event, which is highly likely that it could be that, or a cyber attack on the grid itself that takes the grid down, it's not going to be easy to get anywhere anymore. You're going to see, people that are going to, they're not going to be traveling. They're not in the beginning of something like that. Most people, okay, so here, let's go with an EMP, okay? And we had talked about this, and I was actually talking about this the other day with somebody. So an EMP event happens. Now you got like New York City, 8 million people, okay? So people are like, oh, what are you going to do when these hordes of people flood out of New York City and they come out to, the country and are eating up supplies and resources? Realistically, most people in New York City are not preppers. Obviously, most of them are not. There are some, don't get me wrong, there are definitely some, but not very many. Most people are going to sit around for 2, 3, maybe 4 days waiting for the lights to come back on, okay? By the time they realize that the lights are not going to come back on, they're going to be in such deep crap at that point, because the gangs are going to realize pretty quickly, and they're going to do what they do, okay? Criminals are going to continue to do what they do. So, I will get to that in a second. So the criminals are going to still do what they do. So some people will leave the cities, don't get me wrong. But realistically, it's not like the people in the country are going to have their arms wide open and come on in, we'll take care of all of you. They're not going to do it, guys. They're just not going to do it. If you have a destination that you're going to, that's great. But if you don't, if you're going to go out there randomly, City people will not survive out in the country. They just won't. Weather's going to get them, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to make fresh water. And I've talked about water so many times, about, clean drinking water. They're going to drink out of the rivers and not know anything different, and then they're going to get dysentery, they're going to get sick, and they're going to die of diarrhea, dehydration. You know what I mean? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So somebody had asked me about what I thought about, again, this was the second time, so I wanted to address it again. Trump signing the executive order for, the EMP, doing that to finally start working on getting, I think they're working on trying to get the grid hardened. And I think like I said, I think it's long overdue. It's something, not only do we need to harden the grid, we need to revamp the grid. Okay. It is antiquated. I've talked about the fact that it's very, very antiquated. We need to focus on America. If you live in the United States, we need to focus on America. And what I mean by that is roads, bridges, dams, levees, obviously very substandard. 200 miles of levees are destroyed out there in the Midwest, and as part of the reason for all this flooding that they've dealt with out there. Okay. So, the electrical grid needs to be completely revamped. So there is a lot that really needs to be addressed. And think about the jobs that it would create, guys, for Americans to work on our infrastructure. Okay. I mean, it would be, and then think about all those people working those good jobs, taking care of things, getting things squared away, and they're going to put that money where? Back into the system, back in to help our own economy. It's a win-win. It is a absolutely win-win. Okay. $2 billion for the U.S. grid, EMP protection. Russia and China already have that. Well, that's good. They need to. Like I said, they need to really work on that. Really work on that and get that squared away. So, hey, Teresa, thank you very much, and I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much. Like I say, guys, there's so much good that we could be doing here. And what do? We give billions of dollars away every year overseas. I mean, look at what we give Israel alone. And I'm not anti-Jewish, please. Anybody that's followed me for any time knows I don't put up with any of that nonsense on there. But look at all the money that we give Israel every year. We need to take care of ourselves. Why are we giving money to all these different countries around the world, and we're borrowing that money to do it? That makes absolutely no sense to me. What do I think of MREs? MREs are okay. You eat MREs on a regular basis, you're going to get bound up pretty good, to be honest with you, because it doesn't have enough stuff that's going to help you, run that through your system. Okay, so you're definitely going to have some constipation issues. So that's another thing, guys, that you really need to start thinking about picking up is stuff to help you go to the bathroom. Because think about what our diets are now, and when SHTF happens, how drastic the diets are going to change. Okay, you're not going to have all the stuff that you're used to eating right now. It takes your body time to adjust for that. You're going to have issues as far as going to the bathroom, and magnesium citrate helps. Yep, it sure does. But I want you guys to think about that. Having a way to be able to help you go toilet after an SHTF situation because of the change in diet alone. Okay, that's going to be a big thing. But yeah, MREs are okay. They, like I said, 7 to 10 years shelf life. I actually do have MREs as well. Fish oil is good too. Randy Newman just said that. Yeah, absolutely. I ate MREs when I was in the service, guys. So, I mean, they're not bad. They don't taste bad. But again, if you're eating that, if that's going to be your mainstay of your diet, it's going to cause you, like I said, it's going to cause you problems, Lucky enough, mine won't change too much. Most of my storage stuff is stuff I eat. That's good. But, like I said, having things that are going to help that along is also smart, just to have in case. You're going to want to have your anti-diarrheals. You're going to want to have, stuff for an upset stomach. I mean, when SHTF happens, guys, okay, here's normal stress, okay? Here's normal stress here. And stress every day for everybody is bad enough. Now SHTF happens, okay? You can't see my hand no more because now the stress level is going to be up there. That's what's going to happen. The stress level is going to go through the roof. You're going to be, I know for me, when I get stressed, when I get really stressed or if I get really upset, my stomach like turns into knots, and and I have issues. I actually have loose stools when my nerves or whatever you want to call it. So, the stress level after SHTF is going to be through the roof for everybody, especially the unprepared. Now, the prepared, those of us that are prepared, we're facing a whole new set of issues after SHTF because we're prepared, we're ready. Now reality's here, and it's like, oh my God. And you start thinking about all the things that you didn't have ready in time, which is kind of, that's part of it. Okay. So I want to talk real quick too, and address this as well with my chicken coop. Okay. So, hey Dharma, thank you very much. I find it handy to have both working prep pantry and regular preps and storage when SHTF. Thank you for the donation, Dharma. I appreciate that. And that's a great comment. Having those things that you're going to use on a regular basis in your stores. And again, that rotation is a huge, huge thing. Okay. So I wanted to address this really, really quickly while I was thinking about it with my chicken coop. Okay. So you've seen me building the chicken coop. I'm insulating it with Roxul, ROXUL insulation. Great stuff. It won't burn until it hits like 1200 degrees. Okay. It is a sound suppressant. The critters don't like to nest in it, so they will not nest in it. The insulation you saw me putting up in the chicken coop, I've had sitting in my shop for 3.5 years, and nothing got into it. Nothing nested into it. It's just absolutely the way it was when I put it in there. Okay. So it's great, great stuff. Yeah, it's ROXUL, JJ. It's ROXUL. It's called Roxul insulation. So ROXUL. And, but it's awesome. I love the insulation. But anyway, so I'm putting that insulation in the chicken coop, 3/8 inch plywood on the outside, 3/8 inch plywood on the inside. Okay. So everybody's, you're going overkill and all this. Yep. There you go, JJ. Look it up. Look up the information on it. It's great stuff. So talking about that. All right. So why am I going to that level? SHTF happens, guys. And I have a bunch of people coming here, part of my group, looking for support, looking for some place to stay, obviously. Now I have another building that I can house people as well. Now, I would still keep my chickens. I would cut that chicken area down, but I could actually put people in there to sleep out of the weather where they could be relatively warm. Again, always thinking ahead, dual purpose, okay? That's my thought pattern on that. So I want a great chicken house. I want to make sure that it's going to be very secure for my chickens. And, how is the UK, how is the UK SHTF viewed over the pond? That's a great question. I would love to hear back from some of the guys from the UK. What do you think? How's it going to be for you guys? I mean, because it's going to be rougher for you because, number one, like in the UK, you're on an island, so that's going to be tough. That's going to be very tough. Horse will be good for transportation. We actually have somebody down the road, guys. Literally, I'm trying to think how far away they are. 1.5 miles. And they have, I think I've seen about 8 or 10 of them. Miniature horses. The miniature horses for like the pony rides and stuff like that. So that would be a great pack animal. Great pack animal for SHTF. So, that was something else, you know what I mean? So all those things are going to come into play. You got to really, I'm always thinking about it. Britain will be a prime nuclear target, sadly. Yeah, unfortunately, I think so too. Absolutely, it will be terrible. Mules, somebody up, Eric just said mules. Another thing, look at what's around you, okay? Look at what's there, what can work for you, what can't work for you. I'm always looking at stuff in my neighborhoods, and I think barter is what I think, okay? So if I went to my neighbors and said, excuse me, if I went to my neighbors and said, listen, I'll trade you XYZ amount of food for a horse so that I can use it, or even if it was a regular full-grown horse. I've seen them around as well. So people will definitely do that. I just wrote an email. Oh, Redland, working on the electrical grid of way, creating many jobs for many people. Yeah, very good. That's great, Lynn. That's a very good thing. But yeah, think about the jobs that would create for people all across this country, not just in one area, but all across the country, working on the electrical grid. It would be absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'll be careful if you had to put a horse down eating horse meat. Your body can reject horse meat. JJ just said that. I had no idea about that. I had no idea. So thank you for that information. It helps to notice your forest and surroundings and learn what you can forage for and what plants contain what vitamin, medicinal properties. Great comment, Dharma. And I've talked about that a bit, as well. Having books on different things that you can use as far as edible wild plants, medicinal wild plants. Get that information, get it local to whatever part of the country or part of the world that you're in. Like what will work here in New York would be totally different in, say, Arizona in the desert, okay? Robert just said they sold horse meat in butcher shops in World War II. His dad told him about it. Okay, I've never heard of it, body rejecting it, but but I guess for some people I could see where it would if you're not used to having something. If you're having a drastic change in your diet, is going to affect you. That's just the bottom line. My sister-in-law is French and loves horse meat. Okay, well, I guess we're getting different people are saying different things. Oh, I wanted to show you guys a couple things. Hold on, I will be right back. Hold on a second. Okay, so sorry guys, I just wanted to grab this so you guys could see this. I just picked this up. Black Berkey purification elements, okay? So it's all wrapped up. I'm going to keep it wrapped up for right now, but it's two more. I picked up two more of the elements to use for my Berkey. I hate to admit it, I had no backups, so I went and I picked that up. And anything that I do like this, it just gives me more of a peace of mind. So I picked those up. They actually ended up getting a 2-day shipping with Amazon, which was absolutely awesome. So I wanted to show you this. I got this in the mail. And I wanted to, and this, let's see. Okay, I'm going to only say her first name, but this came from Mississippi, from Beverly, okay? So first of all, she made me, it's a pot holder, or you can just hang it up on the wall, okay? So, got a nice cat on there. And then she sent, this one had a blue string on it, so this is for Eddie. And this one has the pink string on it, and that's for Heather. And it's a couple of pillowcases for the kids. So I'm going to open that up so you guys can see. So there's that. This came actually about a week or so ago, guys, and I just have been so busy that I hadn't got a chance to talk about it. So I'm going to open up this one. And okay. So this one has got all the cats on it, as you can see that there. Okay, so that is perfect. So Beverly, thank you very much. Thank you for thinking of the kids, and the pot holder will definitely come in handy as well. All right, so but I just wanted to. I hadn't got a chance to address that, and I apologize. I've been really, really busy, and I wanted to talk, and show that. And but we got that in the mail from Beverly. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see. All right. So anyway, let's get back into talking here. Let's see. Are you planning on a smokehouse? Eventually, yes. Realistically, what I want to focus on, get the chicken coop done. I want to get the wood cleaned up. Those are the first two things, and we're working on both of those at the same time right now. Uh, then I want to work on the solar rack. Once the solar rack is done and we got that all switched over, which I can't wait, then it's either going to be the greenhouse, will probably be the next project, and there'll be other smaller projects as well going on at that same time. I know that I want to plant more trees this year. I got to have Bill come in with the bulldozer and clean me out, clean some stuff up for me, so that I can expand my orchard. And because I plant at least 4 new trees every year, and so I just want to just continue to do that. Will you have some cows? No, I won't have cows here. I don't have enough room to really support having a cow, and stuff like that. I will get goats, so I definitely going to do that. And Ed, do you use a sun oven, solar oven? I have one and it works great. Dharma just asked that. I don't have one yet, but I definitely is something that I want to get. But I know they work. I've heard they work fantastic. So that is definitely on my list. I got, like, guys, you wouldn't believe the list of stuff that I want to do and get done. But yeah, cows need a lot of grass. They also need a lot of room. You just can't put them in a small area and expect them to do well. So why goats and not sheep? Sheep are easier to control. Yeah, the reason I want goats is I want to get milking goats so that we can milk them, and and that as well. And plus, they're going to eat all the crap around. I could tie them off to a certain area, and well, now not with a rope, because somebody talked about that before. With a chain, put them in a certain area, and that way they'll eat all the garbage, and they'll keep that stuff down, which will be great. Do I have a North Carolina flag? I would like to send you one if you don't. I don't think that I do, Heather. I didn't really do the state flags. I tried to stick with flags from different countries, and the flags are going to be going up here soon too. Probably first part of the next month, we'll be putting the flags back out again. So, and anybody that is watching that doesn't know what I'm talking about, since I got going here, I've always said if you have a flag from your country and you would like me to fly it, I will fly your flag, and that way it just shows solidarity and support for everybody that's prepping around the world, that we are all brothers and sisters. It has nothing to do with the United Nations. It's not about that. It's just that we are all the same. We're all trying to survive, and so that's definitely something that I do here. So if you want me to fly your flag from your country, once I put my would you fly the CB flag? Yeah, I would definitely fly that flag. Absolutely, I would fly the CB flag. I have the Army flag that was sent to me. I fly the Garrison flag. I have a lot of flags, guys, and so I definitely, if you ask me, and I will tell you if I would fly it or not. I've like I said, I got a lot of people flying different flags. The Philippines, I have Puerto Rico, I have the UK, Australia, Germany, I have Sweden, all a ton of them. You'll see. Well, thanks. I'll email you. Okay, great. That sounds great. All right. So, fly the Jolly Roger. I think I had that one actually at one point. I think I actually did have that one. Would you worried about CWD and the deer and the moose? You know what? That's going to be a topic. We're going to have to do a video on that, and definitely the zombie deer, and moose disease. That's what he's talking about. Yeah, it's that is a major concern with what's going on with that, and I'm definitely going to be doing a video on that really, really soon, because that could have far-reaching effects as well. So very scary stuff. Very, very scary stuff. Cattle can get it too, and so can the caribou. Yeah, very scary stuff. I'll be doing a video all about that. I know your cats love you. Can you scoop one up and show us, please? Well, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to do it because I don't want to bother them. There's Max, and there's Miss Soxy. Like I said, I always got cats in here with me. What's my email? Uh, my email is it's P.O. Box 432 Dansville, which is Dansville, New York 14437. Okay, so that's my email. If if you wanted to send a flag out and stuff like that, I have anything you want to send, and you can just put PN1 on there. They know who I am at the post office, or you just put Ed or whatever. Okay, so you can do it that way. What brand do I feed my cats? I actually just used the Walmart. I can't think of the name of it. It's an outdoor cat food because my cats are indoor outdoor. If you saw the video earlier today that I posted, the kittens, we're letting them out now. Gelco, basically, first time we put him out, we kind of had to put him out, but he likes it now. And can you make cheese? Yeah, with goats, with the goat milk, yes, you can make cheese with goat milk. Yep. So anyway, but it's with Abel, who was the runt. He's been trying to get out all winter and actually did get out a few times. And so we had to keep an eye on him. But yeah, he loves going out. And so they're getting that feel for that freedom now. So it's very, very cool. I wanted to keep them in for the winter just because they were babies and they were small. So, but they're doing great. Yeah, they're do you feed my cats cheese? Once in a while, not a lot. Hey, Dharma, thank you very much. Boyfriend, veterinarians, and doctors, if you can't find out your local neighborhood, use doctors, nurses, and vets in case SHTF. They can be valuable, helpful with preppers, too. Yeah, exactly. You know what? Or befriend. I'm sorry. That's what you said. Okay. Veterinarians, exactly. Veterinarians, guys, and thank you, Dharma. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Veterinarians, guys, they're going to have a lot of knowledge that can be transferred to be used for human beings, too. Okay. That is really, really important. Vet techs, let's not forget the vet techs too, because they have a basic knowledge of a lot of stuff. Your nurses, your CNAs would be really, really good as well. People dismiss CNAs so often, and they're your frontline defense in a nursing home. So they have a lot of information as well that can be used. And so don't discount them either. So anybody that you can add into your fold, if you can add a doctor in your group, that'd be great. You know what I mean? So do you affirm Canadian Prepper on YouTube, or is he way overboard with the fear porn? You know what? I don't really watch a lot of his stuff, to be honest with you. I have nothing against him. I'm going to tell you what. My thing is, if somebody's trying to get the message out there, trying to help people, I don't give any judgments on anybody. He's trying to wake people up in his own way. Canadian Prepper is, okay, and he goes about it differently, say, than I do, but I don't, never would I say anything negative or nasty, because again, for me, it's about, we're in this together. I talk about this, guys. I talk about it all the time. The prepping community, the off-grid community, is such a small community, such a small niche community. I'm never going to get on here and bash anybody that is trying to help people, number one, that's looking to go off grid, that is doing their own thing, their own way. Everybody, any way you want to do it. Ruth Grant says he sounds military. Yeah, I get to. He's definitely. I think he's probably ex-military or an ex-policeman or something in that venue. But but like I said, we really need to support each other. So, like I said, he may go about it differently than I do. But that doesn't mean he's wrong with what he's trying to teach people. Okay, so that's, he says some stuff. I've heard that he said, there was somebody he said something about older people using up resources for the young. Now, I'm going to differ on that with him, because I think our older people can be a huge resource for us once SHTF happens, with the knowledge that they have. Okay, I think that's really, really important. How do you get started prepping if you're still young and live with your parents? Joseph, that's a great question. If you're still home and you're a teenager and you want to prep, you can do it on a small scale. Okay, get the camping gear. Okay, ask your parents to let you go camping as much as you can with your friends and stuff like that. Learn, experiment, figure out what works, what doesn't work. Get fire starters. Learn how to do some trapping, especially if you're young. Try to find somebody, that can help you. that can mentor you in your area that has the different skills. Knowledge that you can glean off of anybody is a good thing. Like a great example, okay? So Greg and I are working on a chicken coop, and I'm going to tell you how it goes, guys. And I'm always been 100% honest. I am not a carpenter. Greg is the carpenter. So I say to Greg, you tell me what to do, and I'll do it. And he goes, well, you're the boss. And I'm like, well, I'm not the boss because you're the one with the skill. So, we work really, really well together, which is awesome. And we just get it done. And, but the thing is, it's like, I follow his lead because that's where he's the expert at. Okay. So again, have I learned stuff from him so far? Absolutely. I have, which is great. Again, learn as much as you can. Learn as much as you can. Okay. That is so important. And, like I said, with Greg, here's another good example. He had some issues. He actually had a metal sliver in his eye. This is this was through the winter. He had gotten a metal sliver in his eye. So his wife had called me and said, Greg's got this metal sliver in his eye. Could you come up and take a look? And so I came up there and I looked and I said, okay. I said, let's go. He goes, what? I go, we're going to emergency. He goes, well, I was going to wait till tomorrow. With that type of stuff, guys, you can't wait, okay? You got a metal sliver, something like that in your eye, we're going to emergency. So I took him down and we went to emergency, and they got it out as much as they could, but he had to go back the next day. But the thing is, those type of things, that's my expertise. So he has to, listen to me in that part where with the whole thing with carpentry, I'm going to listen to him. Again, it's working together, working off of each other's strengths, okay? Like if I had, let's say I had a plumber in my group, okay? And he came up here and he said, well, Ed, we really need to do it this way or that way. And I go, no, I think we should do it this way. I'm being an idiot if I did that. I'm going to listen to the person that knows what they're talking about. That's their expertise. I'm going to go on them. What I'm going to say to them, what do you need me to do to make this go? I have no problem getting my hands dirty. So, that's the biggest thing. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to, work together. And that's the biggest part, guys. When SHTF happens, everybody wants to be in charge, okay? And that's a natural thing. But you have to really, the biggest thing, the best leader you're going to have, the very best leader you're going to have is somebody that's willing to listen to his people and take their advice and hash it out, even if he has to sleep on it. That's going to be your best leader, is somebody that's willing to listen, not somebody that's like, it's my way, that's it, no way, nothing else is happening. You got to be able to be flexible. That's really, really important. I say don't overthink. Yeah, exactly. There's the KISS method, guys. You know what KISS method is? Keep it simple, stupid. So there you go. It's really, really easy. And I had a teacher, okay, and this was the best. Let's see. Would you ever do a collab video with a dentist if you met one? Absolutely, I would. Yes, Dharma, absolutely, I would do a collab with it. I would love, if somebody wanted to come on my show, they could offer knowledge. I had to, one guy, actually, if he's watching, I'm gonna point him out. His name's also Ed, and he's an expert with, like ham radios and stuff like that. I would love to have somebody come on, sit down next to me. We could do a video, talk about ham radios from somebody that really knows the ins and outs and that type of stuff. Because I think that's going to be really, really important when SHTF happens. Is going to be communication, So that's going to be really, really important. And so, again, anybody that would be interested that's, local to me, I would have no problem having anybody on to help share their knowledge. All chiefs and no Indians, you will fail. I didn't say that it would be all chiefs. All chiefs and no Indians, exactly. You have to work together. You absolutely have to work together. You do need a hierarchy. I'm not going to lie. You do need to have somebody that is in charge that can make those hard decisions that have to be made. But you still need to be flexible. That's really, really important. Hold on. But anyway, this guy that he's the probation officer guy. So if you're watching tonight, I know he's local to me. I would love you to get back in contact with me. I'd love to have you on, and we could do a sit down together and answer questions and stuff like that. I think it would be really, really helpful as far as like, with ham radios and stuff like that. Stay cool in a tub. I don't know what they're talking about. Women will need to not look like women, disguise, cover, and SHTF for safety. Yeah, until you get to your group. If definitely, again, that's that whole be the gray man. You don't want to stand out that you're a woman, because you're looking at rapes, and those type of things. So really not pleasant for women if they don't have skills, know what they're doing, ahead of time. Again, they want to keep a low profile, not stand out. You don't want to stand out. Anybody. Women should learn martial arts and self-defense. I agree 100%. Absolutely, I agree 100%. Being able to defend yourself from a larger attacker is very, very important. I think everybody, if you can, now here's another thing we could talk about, guys. If you have somebody that is in your group that has those skills, that has any kind of martial arts skills, teach it to the whole group. Self-defense and hand-to-hand combat can definitely save your life. So that's really, really, really important. Okay. Thoughts on Article 13 in relation to hindering the spread of info? Not familiar with that. I'd have to look at that first before I could even make a comment on that. I know that they're doing that basically. If you want to talk about hindering information, look what goes on in social media. I mean, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, they hinder things all the time. Yeah, somebody just said hit the likes up or the like button, guys. Yeah, please, if you would hit the like button for me, I would appreciate it. That's awesome. It's more interaction, so that's always a good thing. Do you have ham radio skills, and or are you going to try to get them? Would you recommend them? Yeah, I absolutely want to get better with that. I don't have a ham radio right now that is on the list. I do have walkie-talkies that were sent to me, and I actually have to call him back. I haven't even called him back yet because here's a couple things he wanted to share with me about that. So I do have the CB. I'm sorry, I have CB radios that were sent to me. But ham radios, I definitely do want to get them. I want to learn how to use them. I have walkie-talkies too. I've showed them before. Actually, I could just show you again here right now. I have some right there, little walkie-talkies. Those things are awesome as well. I recommend having walkie-talkies for short-range communication. Having a CB radio for longer communication, really important as well. Also, being able to have... hold on a second. I just want to check something here, guys. Okay, nothing important. Having ham radios, even if you're just using it to listen, to get information, real important. Just wondering, do you think the feds keep tabs on these kinds of chats? You know what? Not so much these type of chats, I don't think, in my opinion, because we're not discussing. Okay, the feds, guys, they have so many other things that they're monitoring. There's so many people out there that want to do harm to our country, okay, to hurt Americans. And so they're watching those type of things, okay? They're looking at chat rooms where people are plotting and doing things that are nefarious. This is not nefarious. We're not plotting on anything. Now, like if you're on your phone, are there keywords that if you say that, that will pop up and, they may ping you and check out what you're saying? I believe that happens. I used to have my one buddy we would call, and we'd be talking back and forth, and I'd always joke around because I like to bust chops. And so what I would say to him is I would be like, okay, hold on a second. He'd be like, what? And then I'd be like, bomb, White House, Obama, all that, and all those keywords, you know what I mean? So it was like, and I would do it as a joke, and he would be like, you are such an a-hole, he would say. He goes, they're going to start listening now. And I'd be like, yeah. But there's algorithms that are listening for different things. Okay, that's how a lot of these plots are beaten ahead of time, is because people are doing things like right out in the open, on a live chat, or or whatever. So, or but so yeah, I don't. I think that certain things are monitored. I don't think, like my channel here, we're not looking to overthrow the government, guys. So we're not a threat in that aspect. I'm sorry. We're not a threat. Okay, we're trying to help each other. We're talking about prepping. We're talking about living off grid. So after SHTF, don't think they'll be checking for ham radio license. Yeah, no. After SHTF, they're not going to worry about your ham radio operator license. I would say get one now. Don't use it for listening. You can turn it on and listen to the chatter, but learn how to figure stuff out. Learn that Morse code. Somebody just said that. Learn Morse code. You can go ahead and you can get your operator's license if that's what you want to do. Okay, so that you can talk to other people and stuff like that. I think that would be very, very cool to do. It's something else to be able to talk with people around the world and around the country that are ham operators as well. I think that would be really, really neat. Make those connections now, if you can. But I think getting a ham radio, even if you're just getting it for now for listening, I think that would be a really, really cool thing to do. I really do. So camera drones will be useful. Yeah, exactly, guys. If you have a drone that you could put up and see who's coming from miles around, you know what? That would not be a bad thing at all. I mean, that would actually be a really smart thing. As long as we didn't have an EMP event, then that would work out really, really well. But let's see what we got here. You generate your own electric. Yeah. As long as you got the power to be able to charge up your batteries and stuff like that, it's a great way to do it. Like I said, I love. I'll be honest with you. It's like not having a gas and electric bill every month is absolutely awesome. Those prices are going to continue to go up, and up all the time. They're never going to go down. So that's definitely something to think about. So if you can do it even on a small scale, guys, I would definitely recommend it. I absolutely would recommend it. RF doesn't need a cell network. Okay. Yeah. It's like with if you have like an antenna, get that antenna up. You can really go a long way with that antenna, or have it so where you can be hooked into a tree or something like that as well. What type of crops do I grow? Every year I'm kind of experimenting around with different things. I know that, like, again, this year I do plan on doing potatoes. Somebody had actually mentioned that I should do sweet potatoes this year. So I'm really thinking I might do sweet potatoes as well. So, that's something that's definitely in my mind. So I may do that as well. I'm definitely going to do squash again, different kinds of squash. I'll do cucumbers again. I will do, tomatoes, peppers. I like to do all those different types of stuff. And so, I like to mix it up, in that aspect. So, sweet potatoes are very healthy, and they do taste good. I love sweet potatoes. I do have a wood stove, and I would definitely recommend, if you live in the Northeast, especially the Northeast, if you don't have a wood stove, get a wood stove. Even if, guys, it doesn't have to be a wood stove like I have. Even if it's one of those camp stoves that you could put in a room, get a cement board, okay? Get a piece of cement board, not expensive. Put that on the floor. Put your little tent wood stove in there. Put it in a room, vent it out a window. If you could keep that room warm to stay alive, that would be really, really, really good. That's I recommend to anybody, any kind of stove that you can get. It doesn't have to be a big stove. It doesn't have to be a whole house stove. It can be that small portable one. Not for an apartment, right? No, you could get one for an apartment. As long as you got an outside window, you can do it. You're going to need cement board, okay, against the wall and on the floor, right up by that window. And you're going to put you get those little camp stoves where basically you're not putting in logs into those guys. You're feeding it with smaller twigs. It's going to heat that room up. You can use it for boiling water, keeping you warm, all those type of things. Really, really smart to do. If you live in the Northeast, anywhere in the Northeast, even in the South, it gets cold in the South too. You should have a wood stove. SHTF happens in the middle of winter and you're in the Northeast and you don't have some way to keep warm, you're going to be in big trouble. And having a bunch of blankets is nice, but it's not going to be the best way to go. Best place to buy an inexpensive greenhouses. There's a lot of options, guys. I mean, you can go online. Portable rocket stove, absolutely. Yep. 16 fire bricks, easy to set up, easy to take down. Yep, exactly. But as far as greenhouses goes, there's a lot of options out there. I would say do your research realistically. Find what works for you. Maybe you want to start a greenhouse on a small scale. I mean, they sell them at Harbor Freight. They sell them at Tractor Supply. They sell them at Lowe's. They sell them at Home Depot. So there's all different places you can go as far as a greenhouse. If you want to go with a bigger greenhouse, go to the places that have greenhouses. Ask them what they think of the greenhouse. If they like it, if it works for them, where do they get it? Those type of things. Those are just a ton of options out there, guys, that you can do. Okay. Joseph, it's been an hour. Yes, Joseph, it has. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what, guys, the time we get in these talks and I get flapping away, time goes by very fast. Love having you guys on here. I love doing these shows. I love talking with you all. I love the interaction, and it's awesome. Thank you for my moderators that watch the chat. I appreciate them. I really truly do. They keep things good for everybody. Hey, 454 Tiger. Learn all skills you can now before you need them. Make them second nature so you don't have to think about it. Right. Act, not react. Great comment, and thank you for the donation as well. Great comment, guys. I mean, and that's the thing is learn as much as you can now, okay? So before I continue to talk for the next 2 hours, I'm going to jump off of here. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. That's really important to remember. So work together. Try to help each other as much as you can, okay? That's really important. Remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. So it's really important, okay? And remember again, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Working at things methodically, jobs get done. And, it might not happen as fast as you want, but if you work at it, it'll get there. And I'll tell you what, we're a perfect example here at the Homestead. I don't expect things to happen overnight. As long as I'm making progress, I'm happy about that, okay? And stay away from negativity. Negative people just want to bring you down. So stay positive, stay focused, and you can reach any dream you want to, okay? I will talk to you all tomorrow. I hope everybody's doing great, having a good week so far. It's already Wednesday. The week's going by so fast. I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.